Hello. I am back. Greetings, AK. How's it going? Hope you've been doing well. Or at least as well as you can do. I have not had a good night's sleep for a while, but this is the time that I can find that I can stream and do things, and so I'm going to do that. Because I really want to get. I just keep thinking about it, and it's like it's just painful not being able to do anything to it. So I want to get back into it. First, I'm just gonna play it quickly, just give myself a sense of where I was last. I think I dropped items. I think that's kind of like where I was. But then there's a couple of bugs that have come up since then that I might just kind of knock out of the way, and then we'll continue on there, basically. Wow, it's taking a long time. Jeepers. Load game. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I had a bunch of dropped items that I could pick up. And if I didn't have enough inventory space, I could take them, and then I could drop something, and then I could pick up another item, and then now I have these items. And that's kind of what I was doing. Okay. So I like that. That is good. I wonder if this is actually better than the gray version. I'm just I'm back into it. I think like the trouble that I was having is that like I feel like my game doesn't show very well in screenshots, right? And so I was kind of wondering if I can make it look a little bit better in that aspect, but will I be successful? Who knows? I think it's a bit better. I'm just gonna wonder what happens like if I go metallic. What does that feel like? This is off, on, off, on, off, on. It does like hide things further away. I don't know if that's actually better or not. I wonder actually smoothness. Well, yeah, that's as good as we're gonna get for now. I can't make this negative, can I? Like, does that actually allow me to? No. Okay. It's camera fading. So tell me what this is. Ah, crap. I didn't want to click. I did not want to click main menu. Oh my god. I mean, it's kind of cool looking. But how did this... Was that because of smoothness? Weird. It's a hell of an effect. It's interesting. It's probably something where in Dust main menu I would override it, but then I might leave it on for here. So I don't really want it to have that there. I'm just gonna go back into game. What just happened? Okay. Okay, so let's see what camera fade does. It's gonna give me a good indication of what that actually is. I want to know what distortion is. So, what if I amp up the strength and then I blend? I don't know. That's the flashlight. Okay, so not really seeing much. What it's doing there. Okay, I'll just turn that off. Yeah, we'll just leave that. Leave that there. I don't know if I wanted to play around with. The only other thing I was thinking of is if I wanted to play around with these things. Post exposure, or depth of field. It's kind of interesting how if I go and then I go doesn't really feel like that does anything until you get like focal length in, maybe. But further doesn't do anything. Oh, so focal length is kind of like your peripheral, I guess. Is that kind of it? If I take away focus distance, but just kind of have focal length, how does that work? Not sure if I honestly see much difference. It being on and off. No, basically nothing. Okay, so if there's no focal distance, it doesn't do anything, I guess. It's definitely kind of like the dreamlike vibes, which I don't really like that much. I think I'd have to so annoying because it's hard to aperture. So ideally, I kind of just want to happen on the edges. What is it? So it goes up. I go down. It's so weird how it, like at 2 it seems fine, right? Basically nothing seems blurred. And is that because, well, focal length is high? Alright, gotta go over here. Right, okay, so gotta go here. So focal length. And I ideally just want like a little bit, so that it kind of like looks a little weirder, you know? Does that just make everything slower? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, so by doing that, did I just completely bork my settings? No? Okay, good. Those settings are in there, I think. No. Yeah, I did bork the settings. Okay. Well, that's great fun. Did I like desaturate? Does that make it creepier? No. If I up the saturation. No. Okay. Just hue shift it. My game purple. No. What are the other options that I could play with? What does response do? I think the actual settings that I kind of want to play with are in my render pipeline. So I have one of these. Is this the one that's actually doing things? Because I have a few, and I'm not actually sure which one's the right one. This is Aaron Labs. That's the sci-fi. Where is this one? Sci-fi. I guess I can check project settings, right? Yeah. This one. Okay. Let's just go to main. Just rename it a little bit. So it actually missing default render. Okay, no, it's fine. I think it's because I changed the name of it, probably. There's this like fascinating one where you can like change this, and it like game kind of instantly becomes one of these like PS old kind of gamey things. Which I think is kind of funny. It's just funny because the UI doesn't do that, but it does it to the world. Back. So if I go higher, that just actually makes things sharper, I assume. Yeah. It does look nicer, but obviously it's probably rendering a lot harder. Basically, it's downscaling everything. And main light, additional lights. Let's see if there's anything here I should be changing, so that's a little bit better. Soft shadows. I don't know what that does, but sounds cool. Sounds cool to have shadows that are maybe softer. I feel like this is also a weird interaction that I get. But alrighty. I should probably stop. I keep saying I should probably stop, but I feel compelled to keep changing these things, but I don't think it's ever going to give me anything that I want. So, like changing the contrast is probably not going to make it any better. I say that, and then I actually, honestly, maybe not to this extent that I just did. Because yeah, it's really freaking dark now, but maybe making it a little bit darker does actually help the mood a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay, so let's go like 14 on contrast. If I go to my global volume contrast, let's do 14. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it does make it a little spookier, I think. I just haven't really been able to find many things that I feel properly Maddie, come. Good doggos. All right. Alrighty. Now. I'm gonna stop playing around with that though, because I think the main things that I want to do is kind of do these things. So upgrade this thing. I think should be easy to tackle that. Two big things. Where's the party? You mean like child and game being on Steam? Is the two big things? Yeah. I can party when the game's actually out and when my child sleeps through the night. Those are two things that are actually worth partying over. But for now, I want to check out. I guess. Okay, so I'll do a new game. Thank you. Because Karasis was saying that they were only getting 7 stress reduction when they were using a thingamabob. So just go new game. All right. The hell was that? One sec. Okay. New game. Okay. Open. Eat. It's there, but it's not. Why is it over? Oh. Because they have colliding boxes now. This needs to not collide with this. Or yeah, basically something like along that lines, because it's colliding with it, so it's like pushing it out. So we don't really want that. We would rather that it not do that. So let's go and click on this. Okay, so pick up. It's interactable, non-collidable. And what is this? This box is just a default chest. Okay. What are the other colliders though in here? Because there's obviously some other things in here. No? So I had these walls and then so this is the only collider then. Interesting. Okay. Then if I go to project settings and physics, just want to check.
The interactable, non-collidable doesn't collide with player, doesn't collide with enemy. Should it collide with interactable, or should I make? So basically, I have to make either that, not a square box, but like something else. Or I could, if I go to chest, maybe. So I guess. Okay. What if I enable these side walls again? Or the side walls were actually like blocking up, I think. That's probably fine if they block it. And then the door should also have, I guess, some sort of thing. Because they should ideally have walls or something to collide with that you collide, like the player collides with, but then these things don't collide with. Maybe the side walls aren't the key to that. Could be. Could make a chest layer, I guess. I just don't want to make it interactable because interactables, I guess interactables should maybe not collide with them. It's not really intuitive though. Yeah, let's just add a layer and make it like item containers or something like that. And then in project settings, item containers are basically gonna collide with everything besides this. Yeah. And then we're going to this thing. We're going to turn those things off. We're going to go. I wonder if I should have those things on. I can't remember what they were causing. I kind of don't want you to be able to pick up items through the other side of the chest. So having these things in some degree might be nice, but I might need to tweak them. So then this is item container. I'm going to say change children, then I'm going to change these ones back to wall. Other thing I need to check is, yeah, so that's over top of it. So that should be okay. Okay, so save that chest, and then what we need to do is go save, load, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so I can still actually pick up this item, which is a little weird. That I'm able to do that. I kind of wonder as well. I know I said I wouldn't touch these things anymore, but I feel like the... Oh, it's a player face. It's a different volume. Can I... I'll turn off the film grain. I don't know if that does anything that I care about. Then also change contrast to 14. Okay. If I look at this chest, side walls are not enabled. Interesting. Item container, but the side walls are disabled. If I go open this thing up, the walls are enabled. I don't disable the walls, I think. Interesting. Is that like a thing I overrode in the scene? I just want to see if I do disable them. Okay, yeah, now I can't, but I can do it when I look on the side. So that's probably okay. I need to go to player base, I guess, then, and tweak it after that. But see, as long as I yeah, so that's the problem. Is that for some reason having walls in here seems to stop me from interacting with this thing at all. Which it shouldn't. So why is it? Let's go interactor. I guess it would be interactor raycast, wouldn't it? Raycast. Okay. Right, so what am I can actually go into my player camera, I think, has the interactor on it. Looking at floor. Just resume for a second. So why can't I move now? My keyboard just decided it no longer wants to function. Okay. Okay, but yeah, it says I'm looking at the floor. Or it's not even saying, okay, it's not even saying I'm looking at anything. Oh, wait, okay. Oh, no, I know why. Okay, so this is because the raycast is using this layer mask. And this layer mask does not include item container. Yeah. And so, item underscore container. Item container. No, actually, it's not spelled that way. Item container. Alrighty. Then copy, not cut. And then interactor. Go. Or layer dot get mask for layer util dot item container layer. Oh. There we go. Okay. So that should fix that issue. Gotta recompile. What things do I have? Why are so many people pinging me? Wow, that's a lot. That's a message. Please. Okay, so here's some images and code. How long is this video?
All right. So
Oh, it's
I'm having
11 minutes. Okay. I'll look at it later. Can I mark on red? There we go. Yeah. If it was like 3 minutes or something or less, I would try to take a look at it now. But I'll look at that like when I'm about to go to sleep or something. Oh, that's why I was looking a bit crumpy. Okay. New game. Let's just do new game. Did I not recompile? No, I did. Oops. Let's. 1 second. Alright. Just wanted to move that away. Then. What was I doing? Why? Okay, I was trying to figure out why the chest. Oh, seriously? Did you delete my layer because I made it in play mode? Really? Yeah, no worries. I'll see you in a bit, AK. Deleted my layer because I made it in play mode. Jeez. You'd think like of all the things that you would probably not want to think that would changing in play mode is item container layers. But okay. Yeah, so now everything is properly set up there. Okay. Save. So that should probably work. I just want to check quickly in here. Some of these chests, they have some weird overrides. So these ones I want to revert. The rest can stay. And then there's another chest. Does it have the same thing? Okay. Let's just revert these ones. Okay. Alright. And then we'll go save. And then we'll go back to F1. And then we'll go play. Should at least get this a little bit bigger. Okay, new game. Yeah. There we go. There. Hit an E. The wires. TI. And so you can't pick them up unless you can actually see it. That's good. Okay. I should probably say the store. I should probably just say craft. Do I actually have that as localization yet? I don't think so. There should be no more purchases left. But I can, I guess, fill that in later. What else? Okay, so that is now working. What was I actually going to be doing? Right, this. Okay, so. I just need to have some chips. I'm sorry for the crunching. My one viewer, you will observe my crunkling crunch. Still kind of fresh, despite being here for like a week and plus. Not bad. All right. So I want to go. Actually, I think I can go look here. Okay, go load game. Sweet. Okay. So main thing I'm going to check here. They need to go. I called it better pills. Or improved pills. Okay. So it's 0.5. This actually isn't droppable. But, so I wanted to add one of those to me, and then I was going to give myself 8 of these. Okay. Now, 8 pills, and I need some stress. So, on stress, 50. Oh yeah, and there's the whole thing that Joseph can spawn in here. It was interesting. Now if I use my pills, just... Okay, so that isn't the thing. Because that definitely did go down by the amount, right? So 29, now 14. Okay. if I go back to upgrades, oh, I think I know what it was. Okay. So probably what was happening is that it reduces stress by 10, but since you've increased your if you increase your maximum stress, so it now has a higher value, right? So now it's 140. Well, you're actually only you're still reducing it by 10, but the percentage is only going down by 7. So that was the problem. Okay. I'm gonna clip that so that I can send that to Karazest, and it's not a bug. Not a bug. Not a bug. If you have max stress of 140 and use a pill that reduces 10, it's only 7-ish %. That would be it. Okay. Now I might need to figure out a way to visualize both the number of your stress and the percentage in some way, because obviously that is going to be confusing, but we'll just have to leave it at that. So what else did I want to do? Just spawning a safe zone. Yeah, let's fix that. So that'd be in stress manager, I guess. Stress manager. I wonder if I should. All right, so it doesn't do it here, but if you increase the stress, I should then stop the spawning of the monster. Right, if I'm in... Okay, so if I'm disabled and we increase stress, that's probably what I'll do. Or not enabled. Just to find... I don't... Where else do I use that? Here. Equals equal true, enables equals false, yeah. So it pretty aligns quite closely to that. Okay. Right, I like that. Let's just give that a little testaroo. Okay. I don't know. Let's see what that does. um, so I wanted to know, like, if you actually have a physical, camera. Does this actually allow me to do like some cooler things, or? I'm not seeing any changes to any of these, but interesting. So millimeter, I guess, changes the view. Before I had kind of like that. Yeah, sure. I don't know if it's worth playing around with that too much. I might just undo all of what I just was doing. I don't even know what my original things were at. Okay, let's just it might be interesting playing around with it on the player, but because it might give some more realistic feels, like if it's kind of moving a little bit as you're kind of like focusing on different things. New game, load game, new game, load game, new game, load game, new game. Let's go new game. Yeah, I was testing out. Basically, I was just making sure that Joseph can't spawn in here. So let's go mod stress 50. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't show up. Okay, cool. Global volume. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think I did want to I want to turn off film grain. No, is that not the right one? Alright, this is the player base again, right? Okay, so player base volume. Okay. Just turn off film grain. So not like not take place until I like load back in or something? Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah. Here we go. So the vignette I don't really care about because that's some other things. think I tone map the shadows. Weirdly. I think that's looking a bit better. Still looks dark, but in here at least it's still visible and stuff. Okay. So fix the Joseph thing. Okay. So I could work on those. I'm just really interested right now, though, in trying to figure out if I can do something with the camera to make it just feel a bit more responsive. So what I want to do is make this into a thing. So just if I go undo, it was 60 before. Okay. Play. Head camera. Okay, so if you just go physical, it just kind of zooms in a bit no matter what. It's interesting. Okay. What I might do as well, I'm going to just disable the player head. There we go. Sweet. So now I can at least toy around with these things without making my character move around. Which is kind of what I want right now. Because I just want to see, like, if I play around with any of these, what is actually happening? So the focal length is kind of how focused you are on things. It's almost like a zoom. I mean, yeah, it definitely affects the field of view that you have. I just want to know if I tone this down to like 60, what's the take-home effect there? It's ISO. It's sensor size. I guess the gate. That's what is based on this, I assume. You have to fill that. Okay. Well, those probably aren't very useful settings. So let's just reload for a second. Okay. So that's the distance. Let's go to player. Just disable the player camera or the player thingy, and then let's just go this. Okay. What did ISO do again? Did I check this? I don't think I did. Shift. Okay, so that's just a rotate, effectively? Kind of, not actually. It's literally a pan. But from the same thing. Interesting, okay. I'm not seeing aperture or focal distance do anything. Just look this up. So if I go Unity, physical camera settings. Let's just take a little gander. See what it actually allows us to do. Hmm. In physical camera mode, a camera gets 2 gates. The area is rendered in a game view according to the resolution. Actually, C's is defined by sensor size. Okay. Right. Kirby. No. Oop. Yeah, I'm disappearing for a second. Interesting, because it doesn't have the other ones. The aperture shape. Get out of there. I was really hoping I could look at focus distance and do something with that, but I guess focus distance just has a change of how this works with this, I guess. I still don't really know what aperture means. I wonder if I... Ah, damn. URP. So let's just check these things. Yeah, I guess, because now it has... Okay. Huh. Still doesn't talk about the other stuff. Set the distance in. Okay. Yeah, no, it still doesn't have the other ones. Okay, I know he had the other options. Focal length. Nope, that's... Okay, so none of this stuff is explained. It goes like to this, but then it doesn't explains focal length, explains shift. I don't think, or doesn't aperture isn't explained, and aperture shape is definitely not explained. Like, oh, okay. So let's just go reload. Okay. What I was hoping is that it could get like some dynamic focusing on things, like so as you are looking in a certain direction, other stuff would kind of blur, kind of as you do in like an actual camera does, but was not the case. So the next thing on the list was the containers, I think, right? Or that. I'm gonna bump that down. So, can I do this in a quick amount of time? Probably not, but I basically want a screen that when I interact with these things, basically they're going to be storage containers. And I'm going to be able to have a screen that opens up that shows both what I have, what's in my inventory, what's in the box, and then I can click on them and then I can move them back and forth, basically. That's kind of the idea. At least that's the thought. And I'm really thinking that I should just like remove a lot of these labels. I'm not sure if they make sense. I think they might be distracting, but I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, what I want to do is start figuring that out. A few chips though, it's energy. Oh. So basically be a version of inventory screen with like 2 lines, I think. And well, that's what's going to be really important for this is handling the selection of items, because right now inventory screen doesn't do a great job of that. And the part of the problem is it doesn't, like, each individual item doesn't know when it's selected. So It has a selected color, but I think that's... I'm not sure if that's much different than, you know, other things. Just trying to figure out how I would even visualize this thing being selected. Because I don't really know if I have something for that. I guess I could change the color. Right, so it hides that. I think maybe the store screen is something better. We'll see. Detailed view. Item scroll view. It has an is selected value. So I guess I just used as the accent. Whatever that is. Sure. Notice these UI images. Okay, they're good here. That's unfortunate. Okay. I need to go back. Revert. That's weird. Or do I have to go in here and go this and then revert that? Okay, that's what I have to do. Alright. So the main thing here is that I want to have something similar to the selected. I just don't know if I want to do is selected for inventory, because there's some peculiarities with that where if you open it in different contexts and you switch around, and you could have something that's selected in one screen and then isn't in the other, and then it keeps that value, and then you get weird crap with that. So I'd rather not do that. As a particular thing. What I could do is I could make like a context equals property. Then you have the one that's selected here. And then if the context that it's connected to is equal to this other property, then it throws an event. It's probably the best way to do it. So to do that, I would need to make a new component though. So find UI, go make some PMake components. These are just gonna be kind of generic. So create C# script, selected context check property. component. Okay. I don't think I even have a base class for a lot of these things, so I'm just gonna go. Do want something to reference, so let's go like mono. Context mono property, just to. Although actually, no, this is not. That one's not a good example. Where did the thing I just created go? Close others. Cancel that one. Close others. This is the one I want to do. Okay, and then let's go. Bool property or what's this? Okay, is active. Interesting. Okay. What I want to have, so you just kind of define them, right? And then do some other stuff. Okay. So we make a public context property. Property underscore context. I guess that's what I call it. This will be the selected context. Equals new property context. Value null and we'll go listen only. Sorry, listen only. That should be fine. Okay. And then the other one thing we reference, this can be serialized private. Private is underscore base. What is it called? It's like a base context property or something. Base mono context. Base mono context. I'll just go underscore mono context. That's what I'll call it. Yeah. Void awake. It's intriguing that this doesn't need to do anything, but I mean it does do this. I want to check because like if I go to a different one, it's like some other property component. Single slider property base. No, slider's also going. I want a really simple property component. Set enabled. That extends for that bool property and base. So, okay. Property component. alpha property. That's gonna be a simpler one, right? Okay, so all we do is we add a listener to it and we destroy it in the end. Yeah. Okay. That's simple enough. Let's do that. Gonna format. Void start. Okay. And so what we're doing here is gonna go selected context. Dot. This should be selected context property. Property. Don't need to reference that. We need to make it on change method. Void on change. Base. I assume it's a base context that's going in. And then on change is this dot value. And then again, that. I don't need to specify that. That's fine. Okay. And then all we have to do is you have to make one more thing, which is public. Need to actually write. Can't remember how you write this. Event delegate. Delegate? Oh, no, it's a Unity event, right? I think it's a Unity event. Why can't I write the T? Unity event bool. On change. Then we go invoke of mono context dot base context equals base context. So if it equals it, it's going to be true. If it doesn't equal it, it's going to be false. And then you can do some stuff based on that. What if we want to do things where like it only has a true... Because this is like on true dynamic, but then I could make one that's like only on true, only on only on match or on unmatch. Well, okay, sure. I won't do that. On match change and on non-match change. And then so instead of doing bool, we'll just do no thing there. And then we're gonna say, yeah, I know it's an error. If we can actually write it like this. On match change dot invoke. Otherwise, on non-match change dot invoke. Okay. Is it because this is not like parenthesized? What if I took this away? made this into one thing here, and then went dot invoke. You like it then? It would like it then. Okay, sure. Let's take that. That's what it wants. That's what it gets. That's what we're doing. All right, so then if on change, then we can do that. So the way this should work then is you basically can disable things and enable things at will. Hypothetically. Potentially. We shall see. Woo! Okay, so the way I'm going to implement that is just going into inventory screen, go to item display. We're basically going to add a component, which is the selected context checker. Basically, this is what I'm selecting. Going to drag this guy in, and then we're going to make a thing for whatever the selected item is, right? The detailed view knows that this. Okay. So that thing equals this guy, then we are matched. And so then we have to figure out what we're going to do if we're matched. Right now I have an image. The simplest thing would just be to change this image color. I want to try. So if I try taking this and can I change the color through code or through an action? Can't. That's somewhat annoying. Let's just take a look at this for a second. So when I change color type, yeah, back to this horrible thing here. Yeah, I do legitimately just hate how they've done this. It's so bad. If you use custom colors, false. Otherwise. Oh, because I'm alpha. So it doesn't change the alpha. Okay. someday if I feel like I have to just really retrofit like this entire system. Because I could make these systems with, this could just be like a color property, right? Like one of my binding color properties, and then it's bound, and then if I change it, it just gets changed. And then it's automatic and everything. But it's a sizable refactor. It's also annoying that they have this enum that doesn't actually link to anything directly. What I can do at least right now is I'll make a public method. It will be called void set color. I'm just going to take a color type. I hate this. The update enable, like if these are changed. Yeah, I guess that's why it's false. I'll have it. I do have it false, but jeez. I still really don't. Okay. Anyways, basically, I'm gonna change color type to be equal to, or actually should say this. Oh my god. Dot color type equals color type, and then up update image. I'm just reading this comment. I mean, I didn't exactly know that existed, but I don't know why I need to. I'm not swirling Pokeballs in my game. So, I mean, if it's something you created, that's cool. Oh, okay. You're looking for one. Okay. Just as like a heads up, when I read these big things and you're talking about an asset, I think you're trying to sell me something. And then I almost banned you because I thought you were just coming in here trying to sell a random asset. But just so you know, for other people, if you come in and say those type of things, might say, hey, I'm looking for something. Just totally cool to ask questions like that, like what you're actually asking. But at first glance, it feels like you're almost trying to like ease your way into selling something. And so it's a little less, it's a little confusing. But if you just like, if you want it, you're saying like you basically want a little ball and you're gonna take this thing and it's gonna follow your mouse or your tap. And if you spin, it spins for you. I think that's what you're asking. I don't know if there's like an actual visual effect. Oh, so you're just detecting if you're how fast you're spinning around. That's what you're actually trying to check, right? So like um, basically how many times have they done this swirl, right? That's kind of what you're actually trying to get. I don't know about the asset store, but like effectively what you want to do in that situation, you'd probably define some sort of center point, right? You probably have like your rod or wherever your center point is. And then you can detect the mouse position, and then you just need to oh, maybe can I paint this out? Let's see. File, new. I'll save this. I don't know. Don't know what I'm gonna save that as, but finger stuff. I don't know. Sure. Can I not have a? Okay, I can't have a question mark. I guess. So I assume you have like a center point, which is like your rod or your wheel or something, right? And so you in one frame capture where your mouth position is, and then in the next frame you capture where your mouse position is, and then you can do an angle check. So if you have these two positions, I guess you have all the three positions, don't you? So is that like and you want to figure out this angle, right? So you could you're hypothetically just trying to find what is this angle, and then you add that, and that's like your speed every single frame. And to do that, you would get, you have all three positions, and you want to find the things. Let me look at the sync grid, and then I can probably figure out this way easier. If I have a point here and a point here, and I want to find the angle that is between these two. I guess it has to be a right angle though. The tangent should still work, right? It's adjacent over opposing. Yeah, there's a way of finding this angle. I'm just blanking on it right now. You basically, yeah, you just track how much of the percentage there is. Can you, or do you do it with, because there's this line and then there's this line effectively. And you want to find the angle between those two lines. Yeah, is that how it is? I haven't done these things for so long. Okay. I'll draw a nicer line, because it's going to make it so much easier to think about it, right? You have 2 points that connect over here, and you're trying to figure out their difference. Okay. Yeah, it's just that, you know? Tail. So if they're touching,
if they're the same center point, you should be able to have an angle. You have A and B. And so the way you do that is you take A dot B. Of course, A and B are kind of odd things to translate from world space to other things. But wow, they really go, and it's just, hey, Unity, you got me oh, hey, isn't that handy? Well, that's actually super easy. So you can use this method. I assume you're in Unity. But the way you again do that is you'll have your center point. Whatever your center point is, you'll take the first little your point from last frame and your point from this frame, and you'll subtract their distance from your kind of focal point, right? So you'll have the distance from here to there, and you'll have the distance from here to there, and then you just plug it in vector 3.angle, and then you've got a direction, an amount that you've moved in that frame. And I assume you're just gonna add that number up over several frames, basically, and then that's hopefully what you want. I got it eventually. Yeah, I mean, you could try to make it like you could assume like if they're going like here, then like the centers, maybe you could like guesstimate a center. But it's kind of it. How could you do it without defining a center? It would be hard because you don't know like if on a particular, if you don't have a center point, you don't know if like they're doing this or they're doing this, right? Like assuming like if they're going backwards or forwards, it's kind of hard to tell. Because depending on where their focal center point is, you could have very different results. So that's what I assume, like with Pokemon Go, they have a center point of the monster, of the thing, right? That you kind of zoom on, but because otherwise you have to kind of guess what their center point is. Because otherwise you can't get an angle, right? Like you're just putting spaces in there, right? But yeah, you'll have to kind of figure out what that center or approximate center point is. I assume it's probably not too hard to put like a reel or something, and then you're like reel it up, you know, just do like that type of thing. Let's see. Did my thing get in there? I don't know, it's just loading. Anyways, I am working on specifically right now I'm just working on some UI stuff to make it look a little bit better, but I'm working on, do I have the trailer still somewhere? Let me see if I can find this. SOS. I don't know if it's beta mode, it's fine. Basically, I'm working on a little horror educational game, that's what I call it. And the idea is that you use Morse code to kind of navigate the environment. So you have to learn Morse code
to open the doors, right? So you have to press dash 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 to do O, and then you can kind of open stuff. And then there's also chess, which I'll show in this video thing. You have to like listen to it. It goes beep beep beep, and then you type in open S, and then you open the chest, and then you get the stuff inside it, and then you kind of keep going. And yeah, and then of course, because it's a horror game, there's some monsters. This one's called Joseph. This one's Steve. They all have their kind of unique threats. I'm gonna have more monsters eventually, but those are the two right now. Yeah. It's on Steam. If you want to check it out, maybe even wishlist it. That's always appreciated. Yeah. I'm like learning it, so I'm learning Morse code. Oh, sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still learning it. I'm definitely not an expert on it. I still don't even know technically all the letters. Although I have one player that's played this game so much now that I'll show you like a little bit of what they're doing. So I made like a really super hard setting in deep in this game, and they're opening doors that look like this. Like, do you see all those letters that are on these doors? Like, why? How are you doing this? I don't know how they're doing this. They're much more skilled than I am, but they've gone all the way very deep, and I just want to try to like actually get to the part where they open the door. Okay, there. Nice. No, they messed up that one, but yeah, that's what that sounds like, you know. So that's what like the highest difficulty eventually maybe I guess will be, because someone can actually play that and get around. It's very impressive. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm setting up to do. It as well, if you're on Steam, you can join the playtest. It says request access, which is annoying because it's open. You can just like get it if you click on the button. It'll just instantly give you the playtest that I'm running right now. Yeah. I've been told there's the mini game and Nobody Explodes, where you have to like listen to Morse code and the other person has to like decode it, right? You have to say like it's a few dashes and stuff. It's just one big Morse code game, basically. But my kind of hope is that like you can get through it and you've learned something, you've taken away something as a skill, rather than just kind of playing a game and it being fun, you know? I really wanted it to be something that you could actually have some takeaway value with it. Now, why is this not showing up? It's public. It's UI manager image. UI manager image. Set color. Should be able to do that. That's cool. Although I don't know why are you exclamationizing pet? Because it makes me think they're not make a wholesome, nice pet. That means they maybe are like a interesting pet of dubious origin. image. It doesn't have a color value that I can change here. Interesting. So these things don't allow you to do that. It should be there, but it's a creature like like a Pokemon. Okay. Basically, I want to fulfill the fantasy of raising your own Pokemon and putting it to the test. Unlike Pokemon that you collect them, and you just find the best one. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely. That definitely is something where you're like in. I haven't played a ton of Pokemon, but I do recall that being a thing where you just kind of like are. They're kind of the Pokemon you get are kind of like if it's a good one, that's gonna be like predetermined by their kind of pickup when you pick them up. They don't. And there's a little bit of raising them, but like it's a lot of what they are at the beginning. Okay, 1 second. I just want to check. So if I just remove this as an option and then recompile, is it just because it's doesn't like the enum? I ask for feedback. There's like a Discord. You can get the Discord when you click play and do stuff, or you can also join the Discord there. There's a Discord link obviously in the game that you can click on to get feedback and stuff. But eventually, I'm probably gonna like make maybe like Steam achievements or something to track progress and stuff in that way. But I don't have too much. It was also more kind of just as like a demo, having it out there. Yeah, I guess set color is the reason. Having the demo out there helps me just kind of promote the game. That's annoying. I can't set a enum dynamically through that. So I could do string. Well, that's kind of annoying, but fine. Okay, let's just go keep this, and then we'll make one that is public void set color string I could just make this an int, but yeah, I'll just do int color type, and then we go we call them set color color type dot color type. So seriously, I've been kind of working on it since the new year. I've kind of had like bits and pieces of it working beforehand. And I've always been working on it part-time because I have a full-time job that pays the actual bills. But I've mainly been streaming it dedicatedly since New Year's. I had like spurts of it in periods of time before then for like a couple of years where I would like do it for like a week or two, and then I would bail, and then I would get distracted with life and stuff. But I've been mostly doing it pretty good since the new year. I did take a few days off this week because I had a new child, and I normally stream much earlier in the day. And when you have a new child, it's hard to wake up in the morning and, you know, be productive when you've been woken up multiple times and, you know, doing all those issues. So, yeah. But thanks for the congratulations. It helps make my my lack of sleep feel worth it. Okay, let's see. I just want to try to make sure I can get this working. I have to wrap up in like 5 minutes because, speaking of the child, the wife will want me to come back and, you know, start helping again. So I think it's accent and primary are the two values that I want to switch back and forth between. So that would be 0 and 2. So if it's a match, I want it to be accent, and if it's that, I want it to be 2. So let's see if this works. There's a few points of failure that could be breaking in this particular point in time. So we'll see. We'll see. New game, load game, new game, load game. It's a load game. It'll be quicker. Alrighty. Okay, I seem to have broken everything. That's wonderful. Just wonderful. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's neat. So... how did that... oh no, I don't think I've broken anything. I just don't have any items. Okay. Woo! Let's... okay. Okay, so the selected part doesn't work. It seems. And then... yeah, okay, so... let's just see. Am I getting this? Attached to Unity. I am already attached. So that does happen. Junk instance. Okay. Equals another junk instance. Okay, so hypothetically, these could be equal to each other. But they're not changing their colors. Okay, so that makes me think that let's see if I take it to that. It's color primary accent. Okay. So then I've now set color to accent. And then I go to update image. Go F10. It should have set my object color to the accent color? Or is... wait, are my primary and accent colors the same? Oh, okay, well that's the problem. Okay, so I just did the wrong two colors then, I think. I think that's what I did. Manager. Next. We find the thing that I need to find here. These are all scripts. They're not the thing I want. Screeny manager, screeny layer, inventory, details view, container, image border. No, this scroll view, viewport, content, display. Read showing miniature. This thing. Okay. Colors. Oh, I see. Okay, so accent and okay. Well, that's not very useful. I guess we could do like accent match or something just for sake of doing it. I don't. I thought this was gonna be a different color, but I guess it was not. Okay, so if I do change it, I can see that it's actually changed. So maybe I will change that and just use that. I'll just need to figure out a proper color than the one I've chosen, but if I actually swap it, yeah, okay, it does actually work. I think just to make myself happy, I thought I'm gonna make it orange. Probably doesn't make sense. Make it orange, but I like orange, so there we go. It's orange. Woot woot. Okay. And then if I kind of go out of here and then I go back, yeah, okay. Sweet. That's a lot better. Okay. So I can work on kind of bringing that other places. It's actually already implemented here. That's nice. Cool. Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright, I should be wrapping up though now, because the wife wanted me back right now. So, with that said and done, right, do I raid somebody? Do I have the time? Probably not really. But I don't know. We'll just raid. We'll raid Fox Hollow. We'll just say, got to raid and dash. He'll know why I have to raid and dash. But we'll just get around. Yeah. Thanks for dropping in, regulars. Hope to see you around sometime. And yeah, I'll catch you there. So yeah, let's just jump into the raid. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys another time. Bye bye now.